Hello there, this is Sam Warrington from the Periodical. It's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. I've been so busy. The Periodical has been sending me all over the world. I've got such a fantastic job here at the Periodical. With the launch of the Periodical YouTube channel and the response I got from the last two videos, I also have quite a celebrity life. It's absolutely fantastic. I've never been as happy as I am now. My last expedition was up to Scotland. I had never been to Scotland. I was not disappointed. I had such a fantastic time. I love the Scottish people. I went to Loch Ness as there's been some very strange happenings up at Loch Ness. With the photos I'm going to show you in this video, it's absolutely fact that the Loch Ness Monster is true. So let's look at the first photo. So this is the most famous photo of the Loch Ness Monster. People have come out in recent months and years and said this is fake. It's a shame if it is. That's all I can say, because so many people have believed it. It's almost a religion to some people. So very disappointed if that photo is fake. But there have been many more photos that have come out in recent months that have to be true. Prepare yourself for these. Prepare your eyes, because it's absolutely amazing. So photo 2, this was taken by someone who was at Loch Ness. They were camping, they woke up, and this is what they saw. Would you look at that? Just mind-blowing that there is the Loch Ness Monster. You can see the colour, you can see how big it is, absolutely flabbergasted. But there are more photos. This photo was taken by a fisherman. He actually fell into the water. I think he had drunk too much, and then he had a camera with him under the water, probably one of those GoPro things, and he took a picture as the Loch Ness Monster was right in front of him. You can even see the teeth of the Loch Ness Monster. How can you deny there is a monster after looking at that photo? Another famous photo here of the Loch Ness Monster. Of the Loch Ness Monster and King Kong. An extremely rare sighting, but both legendary creatures in one shot. And then the last photo is this. Once again, we have probably four witnesses, three actually touching the Loch Ness Monster, one taking the photo, four real life personal witnesses that the Loch Ness Monster is real. But let's not get distracted with the Loch Ness Monster. I'm surprised with these photos that are coming out that it isn't fact, that it isn't taught in schools now. I think the government just don't want us getting too distracted with these paranormal and conspiracy theory kind of things. They just want us to be paying taxes and be well behaved. Anything that takes away from that, they're not interested in. A new article on the Periodical. You may have heard recently about the water on Mars. Let's go ahead and read this article. So this was Jack Bollinger, a big name in paranormal activities and journalism. This is his writings as he interviewed, Norman MacDonald. You may have recently heard about the discovery of water on Mars. For the last decade, scientists have widely accepted that there is frozen water on Mars. New photos of the surface on Mars now indicate that there is a high probability that there is also flowing water on Mars. So scientists have always known or believed that there is frozen water on Mars, but new photos indicate that there is actually flowing or liquid water on Mars. This is major news. Where there is flowing water or liquid water, that's what I just said, there is also likely life. Life on Mars is not a shock to some of the human race though. Norman MacDonald has known about life on Mars since his out-of-body experience, which enabled him to visit the inhabitants of Mars. Norman accepted an exclusive interview with the Periodical only. Below is my report. Now prepare for this. This is exciting stuff. Norman is a middle-aged man, and he had no belief in alien life until he personally met with life forms from Mars. I am an ordinary man. I work 40 hours a week, am slightly overweight, only drink at weekends, and like time to myself. I know of no reason why the aliens chose me, Norman said. I was driving home from the pub one night. Suddenly everything went pitch black. The next thing I remember, I was in bed all sweaty and out of breath. I thought to myself, that was a bit peculiar, but decided it was probably down to my age. I soon fell asleep. The next thing I remember, or the next thing I knew, I was on the planet Mars, and the aliens were all around me. This is Jack now coming back in. I was astonished to hear the start of Norman's story, but the story became even more incredible and believable as it went on. The aliens were all female. I knew they were female because of their appearance. One looked like a young Britney Spears, another looked like Melinda Messenger. As I got to my feet, I noticed that there were hundreds of these female organisms around me. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It was obvious that they wanted me to repopulate their race. Apparently all the male aliens were killed in the Neptune War. I asked Norman how he knew so much about the aliens, their motives and their history. This was his response. They are not aliens. They told me to call them sexlians. I just knew that the sexlians wanted me for reproductive purposes. I just couldn't handle it. The demand was too much. Now I slapped myself. What was I thinking? I could have been the king of Mars. I guess you sometimes just have to learn the hard way. From this point on, Norman was too shaken and upset to carry on the interview. I tried to contact Norman since speaking to him, but I cannot make contact. The only thing I can think of is that the sexlians have been willing to take Norman again, even after he declined first time round. If you are on Mars, Norman, we love you and miss you. So quite incredible things happening on Mars, and what an amazing experience with Norman, his out-of-body experience, where he firsthand got to meet the sexlians, the inhabitants of Mars. Now some people may mock this, but who knows, in 10, 20, 30, 100 years time, when we have contact with the sexlians or the aliens, life forms on Mars, and they say we are the sexlians, our current ruler is Norman MacDonald, he's a human being, who will be mocking then?